Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Imagine walking home alone at night. No lights, no people, no safety, and suddenly being stopped on your way home by members of a local gang checking on who you are before letting you pass. For Madame Little Lamb, this was not a scene from a film. It was real life. On this channel, we share real-life Christian testimonies, stories of hardship, survival, faith, and the quiet ways God works through ordinary lives. Madame Little Lamb's journey is one shaped by struggle, resilience, and protection through circumstances that could easily have ended very differently. Remember to like and subscribe for more.
When I was around 14 years old, my life was already far from easy. As I mentioned in earlier episodes, I grew up in a very rural part of Hong Kong where even daily living required constant effort. By my teenage years, financial pressure forced me to work while attending high school from Form 3 onward. Every weekday, normally, I worked from around 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. in a cotton weaving factory as a machine attendant. But work was not the hardest part. After my shift ended, I still had to return home alone. Our home was located deep within the rural area, and the walk back home following a 45-minute bus ride took 20 minutes. There were a few streetlights in the first part of the walk, but none in the small country lane I had to take afterwards. At night, the surroundings dissolved into darkness. That journey filled me with fear. I often felt as though someone might be following me. Every distant sound made my heart race. Whenever that feeling arose, I would slow my steps, trying to remain composed. But the moment I reached a bend or corner in the path, I would suddenly sprint, hoping to create a distance from whoever I encountered or imagined behind me. In darkness, the mind easily becomes its own enemy. There were other dangers too. In episode 7, I shared the frightening incident of discovering a snake in my bed, an experience that left a deep and lasting fear. Out on those unlit paths, snakes could be present too. Sometimes though, very occasionally, I would notice shapes of a long black line stretched across the ground, barely visible. They looked like ropes until they moved. Thankfully, I never stepped on one. Each safe walk home felt like mercy. Whenever I arrived home safely, I would pray and thank God for protecting me from dangers seen and unseen. But one particular night stands out clearly in my memory. As I made my usual walk home, a group of triad gang members gathering along the roadside on a rare occasion apparently having an informal meeting of some kind, suddenly stopped me. In those days, especially in some rural villages, certain individuals informally controlled access through village areas. Strangers could be questioned, intimidated, or asked to pay sometimes simply for passing through. One of the men confronted me, demanded my name, and questioned as to why I was there in small hours. Fear overwhelmed me. Fortunately, among them was someone I recognized, Mr. Wong, a son of a neighbor who lived about 800 feet away, a figurehead of triad members known within the area. Because of that small familiarity, they allowed me to walk past without bothering me too much. What might have happened otherwise, I never knew. Years later, I learned that this same individual had been arrested after fleeing Hong Kong across the northern border, accused of serious criminal offense of drug smuggling. He was eventually sentenced to death. That revelation deeply unsettled me. It reminded me how close danger had always been, even when I did not fully grasp it at the time. Night after night, I walked those dark country lanes alone. Night after night, God brought me home safely. Looking back, I do not call it luck. I call it protection. According to Psalms 121, verses 7 to 8, "The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore."
Many dangers in life do not arrive with warning. They exist quietly along the paths we walk every day, unnoticed, unpredictable, and beyond our control. Madame Little Lamb's story is a reminder that faith is often built not in dramatic miracles, but in repeated protection, in ordinary nights that could have turned tragic, yet did not. Sometimes, simply arriving home is itself a testimony of amazing blessings.